Driving is often an essential part of daily life, and with that comes a responsibility to ensure our safety and the safety of those around us. However, distracted driving is a growing concern and a major cause of road accidents. Distracted driving is any activity that takes your attention away from the task of driving. Whether it's texting, talking on the phone, eating, or adjusting the radio, anything that causes you to lose focus on the road can be considered a distraction. And while we might be tempted to think we're good multitaskers who can handle many things at once, that's not actually how our brains work. It's easy to become complacent or overconfident in our driving abilities, especially for more seasoned drivers. The reality is that distracted driving can lead to serious consequences, from minor fender benders to life-changing injuries or even death. The risks of distracted driving are significant. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, in 2021 alone, distracted driving claimed the lives of 3,522 people in the United States. That puts the number of distracted driving fatalities to more than 32,000 over 10 years. That's 32,000 deaths too many. But it's not all bad news. By taking the time to understand the dangers of distracted driving and make a conscious effort to avoid distractions, we can reduce our risk of accidents and keep ourselves and others safe on the road. In this course, we'll cover some examples of distracted driving and what you can do to avoid them. We've classified these distractions into 4 main categories: visual distractions, auditory distractions, manual distractions, and cognitive distractions. Before we get started, please note that state-specific laws and guidance may vary and are available online. But it's also important to remember that just because something is technically legal doesn't make it safe. Visual distractions are anything that takes your eyes off the road. With your eyes off the road, you can't see important signals and events like stop signs and red lights, another driver's signal lights, sharp turns, and pedestrians. Examples of visual distractions include using mobile phones to text, scroll through social media, or check notifications, navigating with maps and GPS, and adjusting music or entertainment systems. Mobile phones are one of the most worrying causes of visual distraction while driving. We're so used to being connected that it can be difficult to disconnect sometimes, even while driving. But when you text, scroll, or check your notification, your eyes are distracted, your hands are occupied, and you're not paying attention to the road. You can cover a significant distance in the time it takes to send or read a message, creating a potentially dangerous situation. Maps and GPS can also be visual distractions. Typing in destinations or navigating while driving both take your attention away from the road. Lastly, adjusting the volume, changing the radio station, or looking for that one specific song you just can't get out of your head all take your eyes off the road. The best thing you can do to avoid visual distractions and temptation is to drive phone-free. Put your phone out of reach while driving and avoid using it at all costs. If you do need to access your phone, pull over and put your car in park beforehand. You should also plan your navigation route ahead of time and set up your GPS or maps before starting your trip. Also, be sure to adjust any music or entertainment systems before driving. Ask a friend to be the car DJ or use voice commands to make changes where possible. When you're behind the wheel, it's important to be able to hear what's going on around you. Auditory distractions are anything that affects your ability to hear important sounds or cues while driving. These distractions include things like loud music, friends, or conversations in the vehicle, taking phone calls even if you're using a hands-free device, and using headphones or earbuds while driving. All of these distractions may prevent you from hearing things like other vehicles, honking, emergency sirens, train whistles, screeching tires, and other important signals. To prevent auditory distractions while driving, keep music and other audio at moderate volumes that allow you to hear warning sounds and cues while driving. You should also avoid taking phone calls altogether while driving. If you do need to make or receive a call, pull over to a safe location and park your vehicle before doing so. And remember, it's never a good idea to use headphones or earbuds while driving, as they can block out important sounds and prevent you from hearing what's going on around you. Manual distractions are anything that requires you to take your hand off the wheel or your feet off the pedals. Now, these distractions include activity along the lines of texting and using mobile phones, eating and drinking, grooming and applying makeup, reaching for fallen objects, and adjusting vehicle controls or devices. Texting or using mobile devices while driving is one of the most dangerous types of distracted driving, as it requires you to take your eyes off the road, your hands off the wheel, and your attention away from driving. This can lead to delayed or clumsy reactions that cause serious accidents or even fatalities. Eating or drinking while driving are also serious distractions. Steering with one hand or holding a cup of fries between your knees all reduce your capacity to drive, maneuver, and react appropriately to your surroundings. The same goes for grooming or applying makeup. Even at a red light or in slow-moving traffic, a missed signal and a delayed or hasty response may cause an accident for you, other drivers, or pedestrians. To avoid manual distractions, keep both hands on the wheel and your foot on the pedal at all times. Make sure you have enough time to do your makeup or grooming at home and eat before you drive or when you get to your destination. Vehicle controls and devices should also be set up and adjusted before driving, and you should use voice commands where possible to make any changes. Lastly, loose objects in the vehicle should be secured or kept within easy reach to avoid reaching for them while driving. If an object falls or becomes lost, either pull over to a safe location or wait until you arrive at your destination before recovering it. Cognitive distractions are those that take your mental focus away from driving. Now, these distractions can be extremely dangerous as they can impair your ability to react quickly to changing road conditions and potential hazards. Now, these distractions include using drugs or alcohol, regardless of legal limit or prescription status, fatigue or drowsiness, and engaging in heated discussions or arguments. Using drugs or alcohol before or while driving can be extremely dangerous, even if you're under the legal limit. Now, these substances can impair your judgment, reaction time, and your ability to focus, which can cause accidents on the road. Fatigue and drowsiness are also common cognitive distractions while driving. Driving while tired or sleepy can lead to delayed responses and poor decision-making, increasing the risk of an accident. Engaging in heated discussions or arguments can also distract you from driving. Emotional conversations can cause your focus to shift away from the road and toward the topic at hand, impairing your driving ability. To avoid cognitive distractions, it's essential to avoid using drugs and alcohol before or while driving. Never drive when taking medication that causes drowsiness or any medication you've never taken before, as side effects may vary from person to person. If necessary, make alternative transportation arrangements and be sure to assign a designated driver before going out with friends. It's also crucial to get enough rest and avoid driving when fatigued or drowsy. If you're feeling tired, consider pulling over and taking a nap to briefly recharge before driving again. For longer trips, consider bringing a co-pilot. Take turns driving and keep each other alert. Lastly, avoid engaging in heated discussions or arguments while driving, whether with a passenger or over the phone. If you need to engage in a heated conversation, pull over to a safe location and continue the conversation off the road. And make sure you're in a calm state of mind before continuing your drive. Preventing yourself from driving distracted is only half the battle. It's also important to help your friends and family avoid distracted driving. By doing so, you'll be helping to keep everyone on the road safe. Here are a few ways you can help. Encourage friends and family to drive phone-free. Let them know that using a mobile phone while driving is dangerous and that it can wait. If you're in the car with someone who is using their phone, speak up and offer to take the call or help with directions. Lead by example and never drive distracted. Now, this is especially important for parents and guardians, as children often model their behavior after their parents. Show your children that driving should always be taken seriously and never take risks that put you or others into danger. Talk with young drivers about distraction and the responsibilities of driving. If you have children who are learning to drive or have recently obtained their driver's license, talk to them about the importance of staying focused on the road. Let them know that they have a responsibility to themselves and others to drive safely and avoid distraction. Lastly, speak up when you see a friend driving distracted. If you're in the car with a friend who is texting, putting on makeup, or doing anything else that takes their attention away from the road, speak up and ask them to stop. Let them know that their safety, as well as the safety of others, is important to you. By taking these steps, you can help create a culture of safe driving and reduce the number of accidents caused by distracted driving. Remember, we all have a responsibility to keep ourselves and others safe on the road. Distracted driving is a serious issue that puts everyone on the road in danger. By understanding the various types of distractions and taking steps to avoid them, we can reduce the risk of accidents and keep ourselves and others safe. On this course, we covered the 4 main categories of distracted driving: visual, auditory, manual, and cognitive. We discussed examples of distractions within each category, as well as tips and strategies to avoid them. Now, the key takeaways here are to keep your eyes on the road, ensure you can hear your surroundings, keep both hands on the wheel and a foot on the pedal, and stay mentally focused on the task of driving. Remember, it's not just about following the rules of the road, but also being mindful of your surroundings and the potential hazards that can arise. Safe driving requires focus, attention, and a commitment to staying undistracted. To protect yourself and others, encourage friends and family to drive phone-free. Lead by example and speak up when you see a friend driving while distracted. By implementing these tips and strategies, we can all work towards creating a safer driving culture and reduce the number of accidents caused by distracted driving.